Good morning, students. Today we'll discuss about colloids and its types. Okay. So, in last class, I told you briefly about colloid, and I've given you the difference between colloid, true solution, and suspension. Okay. So today we'll discuss about colloid and its different types. Okay. So, as I've already told you, colloids are the heterogeneous solution, okay, or heterogeneous system. You can call system because you cannot call solution. Colloid is a heterogeneous system in which the particle size, that is dispersed phase, that is solute, particle size ranges from 1 to 1000 nanometer, okay, nm. If the particle size is in this range, then that type of system is called colloidal system or colloids. Okay, as you can see the definition. So colloids are of two types according to their nature of dispersed phase and dispersion medium. Okay, so the first one is lyophilic, lyophobic. Okay, philic and phobic. From the name only you can make out or understand. Lyophilic, lyo means solvent, or we can write dispersion medium. Okay, so if particles are very much lovable towards dispersion medium, that type of solution or that type of colloid is called lyophobic colloid, and the system in which phobic is hate. Okay, so if dispersion phase does not have that much tendency towards the dispersion medium, that is called lyophobic colloid or lyophobic sol. You can call it SOL. The sol as a colloidal solution. This SOL represents colloidal solution. Okay. So one is lyophilic, meaning dispersion medium dispersed phase has affection towards dispersion medium, easy to prepare. Suppose this is dispersion medium. If you add dispersed phase, it will directly go into the colloidal solution. Easy mixing. Okay. Lyophobic, dispersed phase does not have that much affection towards dispersion medium, so it is somewhat difficult to prepare this kind of sols. Okay. So here, easy formation of sol, so you can easily remove that particles also. That is why this type of sol, that is lyophobic colloidal solution, are termed as reversible sol, and this type of colloidal solution in which dispersed phase does not have that much affinity towards dispersion medium is called, or it is very difficult to prepare. Once it is prepared, you cannot get back this sols easily, these particles easily. That is why this type of lyophobic sols are irreversible sols. Okay, so this can be easily prepared by mixing starch in water. Example, this type of sol can be prepared by special chemical means, okay, by reactions and different method which we will discuss later. Correct? Understood lyophobic and lyophilic sols? Now after this, let us move on to another type, okay, and this type is according to the nature of dispersed phase only. dispersed phase only. Okay, so one is multi-molecular, one is macromolecular, and last one is associated polymer. Okay, so first one is multi-molecular. Okay, if smaller dispersed phase, or we can call it particles, suppose like this, smaller particles, they aggregate and combine to give you the particle size of 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer range. Within this range, if this smaller particles are aggregating and they are forming a particle around the size range of 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer, this type of sol or this type of colloidal solution is called multi-molecular colloids. Correct? So smaller particles, as given in the definition, smaller particles aggregates to form the size of colloidal particles. So this is multi-molecular. Okay, next is macromolecular. If a larger molecules, for example, starch, okay, cellulose, okay, if they mix in dispersion medium, then this whole molecule are in a range of colloidal particles. So that is why they are called macromolecular. Only a bigger molecule which is present here, and the size of that molecule itself within the range of 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer, that is within the colloidal range. Got it? So this type is called macromolecular. The second is associated colloid. This is very, very important. So in this associated colloid is similar to multimolecular, but here you have to remember, or you have to understand one thing, that is the term concentration. How this concentration affects the ions. Look at the word. It is similar to multimolecular. Smaller molecules, they aggregate or they associate to form a, suppose this much smaller molecule, they are associating to form a particle size like this, colloidal range. Got it? Now this smaller particles will form this type of colloidal particle only if it attains a certain concentration. Okay, so at a certain concentration only the smaller particles can aggregate to form a particle within the colloidal range. Got it? So this type of colloid is called associated colloids. Got it? And this type of cluster of molecules is called micelles. Okay, I'll give you very simple example of this associated colloid. Got it? I'll give you example. Look at the board. So this associated colloid we can practically see using soap or detergent. Okay, I'll give you a brief idea about cleansing action of soap. Soap is actually a long chain hydrocarbon containing acidic group, and this acidic group, this H is removed by sodium or potassium salt. So soap is sodium or potassium salt of long chain carboxylic acid or fatty acid, we can call it fatty acid. Got it? So it has this as hydrophilic end. This end is hydrophilic, that is water loving, and this long chain hydrocarbon as hydrophobic end. This is hydrophilic end, this is hydrophobic end. Suppose this is the dirt, okay? What happens when you apply soap over this dirt? The soap molecules, this hydrophobic end, now it is attached with this dirt. Okay, and this hydrophilic end, that is water loving end, is bonded, somewhat bonded to water, like this. Okay, and around this dirt, many soap molecules can be aggregated like this. Okay, so many soap molecules are aggregated around this dirt, in which this hydrophobic end is attached with the dirt and hydrophilic end is directed towards water. Okay, so here you can see a cluster of soap molecules. Okay, so this cluster of soap molecule here is termed as associated colloid. Okay, and this is called micelle. Got it? Got it or not? So to form this type of micelle, there must be, it must maintain a minimum concentration level. Okay, that minimum concentration above which the micelle formation can take place is called critical micelle concentration. Got it? And to get this micelle, we need to maintain a certain temperature. So this minimum temperature above which micelle formation can take place, so this is, the temperature is called Kraft temperature. One is C and C, which I have already given, that is critical micelle concentration, minimum concentration maintained to form micelle, and this is Kraft temperature, is the minimum temperature above which only the micelle formation can take place. Got it? So this is the cleansing action of soap. I have given you the idea about soap molecule. So soap molecule are having hydrophobic end and hydrophobic end and hydrophilic end. Hydrophobic end is always attached with the dirt, okay, and the hydrophilic end is always directed towards the water. When you agitate it, then what will happen? This, along with this water, this dirt will come out from the cloth. Got it? So this is the cleansing action of soap. Now I think all of you have understood about the different types of colloids. Number one, multimolecular, smaller molecules associated or aggregating to form a particle size around within the range of colloidal particle. And second, macromolecular, of single molecule itself, it is in the range of colloidal particle. And last one is associated colloids, smaller molecules with certain concentration, they form a aggregate within the colloidal range. This is called micelle. Got it? So I have given you idea about the soap molecules and cleansing action of soap. Got it? Okay. So now next, we will discuss about the properties of colloids. Okay, sorry, not properties, we'll discuss about the preparation of colloids. As we have discussed, lyophilic colloid, easy to prepare, just mixing can do the work, but lyophobic sols are very difficult to produce. Okay, so this formation of lyophobic sol can be understood with the help of certain type of chemical reaction. Okay, so let us discuss about preparation of colloidal solution. Okay, first one is chemical method, especially lyophobic. Okay, in this method we use different types of chemical reaction. Number one, double decomposition. Number two, oxidation. Number three, reduction. Number four, hydrolysis, and other different types of reaction. Okay, I have already given you the example of double decomposition reaction, oxidation reaction, reduction reaction. Okay, with the help of this reaction only you can form sol of various metal ions, okay, or metal atoms. So to form arsenic sol we use double decomposition method. Okay, for the formation of sulfur sol we use oxidation. For the formation of gold we use reduction process. Okay, for the formation of iron sol we use hydrolysis process. Okay, all these examples are given. Okay, just try to relate those examples with this video. Okay, next, a very important method, it may come in the examination. So the next is electrolytic disintegration. Electrolytic disintegration. Okay, so the method name is Bridges arc method. This method is very simple. Okay, so in this method there is a system. Okay, in this we have a dispersion medium here. In this dispersion medium we use two electrodes of the metal. Okay, of the metal whose solution you want to form. Okay, suppose for example for gold. Okay, so we use gold electrode. We use gold electrode and the suitable dispersion medium. Okay, and here this outer portion is ice bath. So this system is based on a principle called condensation method. Okay, what happens when you apply high voltage here? Then if you apply high voltage here, the temperature here is very high. Okay, this, because of this high temperature, this gold without melting here, it will directly vaporize. Okay, now because of the ice bath here, this vaporized gold will turn again condensed into a solid particle. Okay, so this vaporization and condensation process simultaneously give you the gold solution. So this method is called Briggs arc method, or you can call it Briggs arc method. Okay. So here what happened, because of this temperature, high temperature, this gold will directly vaporize. Once this vaporizes, what will happen? Because of this ice cooled solution, this vapor of gold will directly convert or condense into solid particles. So and this particle is in the range of colloidal particle, and the formation of gold solution is this. Okay, so this is called Briggs arc method. I have already given you the notes on PDF. Just try to relate with this. Okay, so this much for today. So in our next class, we'll discuss about purification of colloids. Okay, and the different properties of colloids. Thank you very much for today.